Yes, ladies and gentlemen, good evening for those who just tuned in. We are getting ready for the next runner. It is Mr. Broad with Dark Souls. Take it away.
Thank you very much. Hello again. It's been quite a while since I showed up at the BSG, but I'm still happy that I'm here once again for this 5-year anniversary. And happy to do one of the runs that I did for the first time at a marathon. It was, I don't think it was my first run, if I'm not mistaken, but it was one of the first. And it's Dark Souls. So I'm going to be running the any percent category, and I'm doing that because it's one of them is just because it's the shortest, and there's just a lot of new cool tech. So, oh, that's not a 5. It's 5 years, man. I think it's 5. All right, so that's I'm probably this is gonna be cursed already, but this is I'm probably gonna go underestimate, but we'll see about that. So first of all, we start off with the Pyromancer with the Master Key, and why we do that, I'll tell you in a bit. So I'm gonna go and count down from 5 to 0, and on 0 we can start. So it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So, Dark Souls, any percent. This game has gone through a lot lately, and by lately I mean since I last ran it, which is like a couple of years ago. So, any percent kind of broke the whole game. Like back when I first did runs for BSG, the any percent wasn't too bad, and it was mainly just the game, but with a few skips. Well, at this point, it's just more than a few skips. So there is this thing called wrong warping in this game, and I'll talk about that soon. And wrong warping pretty much broke the entire any percent category. And it's kind of convoluted how it works. So I'm gonna be starting to explain it a bit before when I really need to do it, but that's like 30 minutes in. So at that point I'll start explaining how the wrong warp works, and hopefully I'll do a good enough job so you will understand it. So we start Pyromancer. We do that because we need the Fireball here. It's a spell, and we need that for the wrong warp. So the only reason we start Pyromancer is because it allows us to do the wrong warp in the end. And I start with the Master Key because I need to open a door to get a buff for my weapon. And I need the buff for the weapon because, especially early game, there's not a whole lot of good weapons out there in order to deal a lot of damage. So the weapon buffs are the best way to do it. Alright, so up here we're gonna go for a double hit on this dude. 1, 2, there we go. We equip the Pyromancer Flame. Pyromancer has a pretty good asylum. It's 3 hits, and then you just throw 2 balls at him. Oh, I'm dead. Just kidding. Alright, so normally you quit out here, but we obviously won't do that, because quitting out is slow real-time wise, so because this game is being run in game time, normally we do quit out. Let's hope so, Kuko, because like I said, I've not been up to speed with the whole Dark Souls scenario lately. So we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, I was very happy that I could run at this event. It's just like BSG has been such an important part of my speedrunning life. Like there's so many Dutch people that I met at BSG, and also non-Dutch people, honestly, but that I wouldn't have never known if I've never went to any of the events. So I'm very, very thankful for that. So here we just do a roll to not get staggered, and we're gonna go a bit on a shopping spree here. We need a couple of things. One of them is the rapier for a glitch, not the spear, and the short bow for a glitch, the shield because I'm bad, and some arrows. So the first glitch is gonna come up in... oh, it's actually quite a bit because we don't do it here. But we use the rapier and the bow for a glitch called move swapping. And it will become clear what it does a bit later on. So we pick up the gold pine resin, that was the buff I was talking about. And it's not... Alright, that's the slowest attack you can do. Meanwhile, I'm getting bullied in my own chat. That's what I get, I guess. Alright, so Taurus Demon is not too bad. It's one more hit. I said. Hopefully it doesn't go out of the stagger. He does not. Only one hit and he's dead. There we go. So over here you abuse the fact that, well, you don't really abuse, you use the fact that bosses can stagger in this game, giving you time to either heal or deal more damage. And over here we use it to deal more damage and make the fight a lot more consistent. So, because I was talking about not having a lot of good weapons early game, we're gonna get ourselves a good weapon. And that weapon being the great sword, or the Drake sword, I'm sorry. I'm gonna heal here. So, the first glitch is coming up, and the glitch is called Sensegate Skip. Well, that's the name of the skip, I guess. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna abuse a game mechanic that's called Death Cam. So, you will see what it does soon, but basically, if you fall off a large height, at some point you get in the Death Cam mode. And the Death Cam tells the game, okay, change the camera angle, but on top of that, this dude is about to die soon. So you can just stop loading anything. It's no use. He's a dead man. So we are gonna abuse that in this glitch. So over here there are death cams, the triggers, and the trick is to hit the death cam but not the kill box below, like this. So now the game thinks that we're about to die, at least we should die, but obviously we're not dead yet. So the game at this point is stopping to load any new assets. Only old assets are loaded. So over here we need to hope that the holo is not very fast. Ah, you gotta be kidding. That's unlucky. Nothing I can do. We're gonna do it again. Fun. The problem is you need to rest at this bonfire and level up. It's all dexterity. We need to get through that gate over there, but as you can see, the gate is closed. However, if we go up here and we do the death camp stuff, remember, the game's not loading any new assets anymore. So the gate will just not be there. So we have kind of a weird camera angle, but we can just get to where the gate should be and then just walk through it. Unfortunately, because I needed to rest at the bonfire, I cannot have any enemies following me. And this enemy, you cannot kill him because you don't have the stats for to use the rapier. Unfortunately. And he followed me all the way down here, so I have to do this stuff again. Normally you don't really have to do that, but it's just kind of RNG. If he decides to be Saint Bolt or not. Alright, so right now we're on the bridge leading up to the gate. Believe it or not. And this is where the gate should be. We just run right through it. We quit out. Et voila. Gate is closed and we're through. So this skip makes us able to go to ONS straight away, Ornstein and Smo, and not having to kill the Gargoyles and Quelaag early. And why that is important, you will see soon when we actually do fight them, because we have to fight Gargoyles and Quelaag to open up the way to kill them with the first flame, where the end of the game is. So this is pretty much business as usual. We just run right through. The only difference is we kind of know where to go. Over here we have to do a quit out, and we do that because of two things. One is cycles. This will line up the cycles way better, and the fact that there's this boulder that you really cannot avoid any other way. Alright, so we run right through here. So now is the second glitch really coming up, and that's the glitch where we bought the bow and the rapier for, and that glitch is called move swapping. So what it does is we're gonna use the bow, which do not have a jumping, running, and rolling attack, to two-hand a weapon in a way we normally shouldn't be able to, and because of that, the game has to find some sort of moveset for those three missing attacks: the jumping, rolling, and running attack. And what it does, it just uses the attacks from your right hand. So here I did it. I'm now two-handing a sword in my left hand, which is normally not possible, but it lacks those three attacks. So it just gets them from the rapier, and the rapier has a really good running attack, which is 2 hits. And yeah, we're kind of just abusing that fact here. As you can see, we can do 2 consecutive attacks, like so. This is kind of a mess. The strat here is pretty precise. If he staggers. He does not stagger. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing, dude? Oh my god, come over here. Come. So, oh my god. Contrary to popular belief, this actually is a speedrun. Alright, come on, run. There you go. And then he falls off the cliff and dies. Easy climb. That only took a year to do. So, with that guy out of the way, it's now free go, or like a free path to Ornstein and Smo. And at that point we pick up a weapon that is very good. And we're gonna use that the rest of the game. One thing I haven't been doing, but probably should have. One thing, we need to 18, and this goes to 26? 27, nice, okay, that's good. So, you can speed up running in this game by toggling as soon as you start running. That speeds up the starting to run animation. I should have been doing that kind of. So, this part of the run is kind of, honestly, kind of boring. There's just not a whole lot of stuff happening. And yeah, it's not too interesting. I guess this part can be interesting. At least for people that haven't really seen it, because, well, I can can only remember how often I've died here. Slowly running over this part. Yeah, just like that. Very good gameplay. Please don't be an instant follow up as well. Okay, it's not. We haven't died yet though, so that's pretty good. The best thing about these guys that hit me was they really do not care about your invincibility frames. Like, normally when you go through fog gates or stuff like that, or in a roll, you cannot be hit. But if you're on a fog gate, just mind your own business. These guys can just still absolutely destroy you, and they do a lot of damage. So another great advantage from the move swap glitch that I've explained before, where we put one moveset on another weapon. It is decent. Oh my god. I'm not decent. Please don't kill me. I'm not scared. What are you talking about? So as I was saying, you can make very slow weapons very quick. So most strength weapons do a lot of damage, but are really slow. And with this glitch, you kind of get best of both worlds. You get a weapon that deals a lot of damage, and you also get it to do the damage very quickly. So I'm taking this bonfire as a safety measure. The bonfires are points where you respawn if you die. Obviously I will never die, but you know, the hypothetical. It's kind of expected to not die in this run. You're never really that close to death. You can almost always make a mistake and still come out on top. Which is not true for a lot of other runs in this game. So right there, I picked up the Dragon Tooth, and that was the big strength weapon I was talking about. So upcoming is the Ornstein and Smoke fight, which is arguably one of the hardest fights in the game. Let me just move over here. I very much doubt that. Alright, so, Ornstein and Smoke. The whole... And of course I get the worst opener. Alright. This is how it's gonna be, huh? So the whole idea of this fight is to separate the small and the big guy. The small guy is kind of fast but doesn't deal too much damage. But it's still a lot. And the big guy can just one-shot you. Alright. It's a decent opener as soon as he doesn't jump away. Okay, we can manage with this. Ah, that's bad. Never mind. I need the big guy to do an attack here. Alright, that was pretty decent. So another reason why we kill the small guy first is one, it's easier, and the second is that this one gets now upgraded. But he's the only one that staggers, and the other one doesn't. So if he behaved, I mean I got one stagger off, but whatever. If he did behave like a good boss, you can just stunlock him to death. but obviously we can because this is a marathon. But that's all, and it's done. That's actually really, really good. This will be my first deathless run. Mark my words. During a marathon, I've done deathless runs before. I also have done deathless marathon runs before, but never at BSG for some reason. Good. So with those out of the way, that's the wrong place to warp to. I made a mistake there. So we warp to Firelink Shrine. We drop the stuff that we do not need anymore. Hand axe and a Drake sword. We set at this bonfire and warp to Undead Parish. So this is the reason why we do Gargoyles later. Gargoyles and Quelaag later. And the reason why will be pretty apparent, I would say, when we start fighting them. What's the favorite run? It's a good question. It has to be the 2-player one controller one run. Not sure if he left me, but Two-Rat Game and I did a 2-player one controller run of Dark Souls during a annual event. And oh man, that was so much fun. It was so bad, but it was a lot of fun. So here we go, the Gargoyles boss fights. It's pretty straightforward. That's one. And that's two. It's one down. Now we thought that was bad. Oh my god. Almost got hit. Easy. I actually got trolled there. Most of the time he just breathes fire at you. So that's for the Gargoyles boss fight, and up next is Quelaag. And after that, we already go to Gwyn. So we fight Asylum Demon, Iron Golem, ONS, Gargoyles, and Quelaag, and that's it. I'm very much looking forward to when BSGs are again in real life, when the whole Corona stuff is over. That would be quite epic, I would say. So we killed this guy for a ring, because he has one of the better rings in the game. It's not very much, like, it won't save you in this route, but it's just the extra bit of health. That's kind of nice. And it won't take too long, so you might as well. So this ring is the Ring of Favor and Protection, or the FAP ring, and the ring gives you extra health, extra endurance, and extra equipment load. You won't really use the equipment load, but the extra endurance and health is kind of nice. So up next there is one more kind of glitch that I'm gonna do, since this run will blast the estimate. The glitch is called it's actually a good question. Anyways, it's plunges. So you can plunge on a surface in this game and use that to roll when you should not be rolling, and therefore taking damage or avoiding damage you should be taking. Like here. We plunge and then we roll. So I should not be surviving those drops, obviously. But we are, due to that glitch. And that saves It saves a good, healthy amount of time. I'm not quite sure how much. And it's not too difficult. So up next is Quela. It's the second to last boss already. So let's see how that goes. So Quelac is a kind of a different story. Even if you do her early on, Quelac has a lot of health. And this is a mid-game weapon. And it still takes quite a lot of hits to kill her. Come here. Thank you. Alright, she does a good attack. Alright, that's GG for Quelac. So up next is the whole wrong warping glitch. So how this works is I'm gonna cast Fireball, and the frame after I'm gonna go and cast Homeward. And Homeward is the same effect as this what I'm doing right now. It teleports you to your latest bonfire. And it's not such a big deal. Okay, it teleports you to the latest bonfire, whatever. But because I'm casting Fireball and after that instantly using Homeward, I'm getting the Homeward effect with the Fireball animation. And the benefit of that is that the Fireball animation is shorter than the normal Homeward animation, which makes me able to move while the cast is happening, if that makes sense. And the benefit of that is that I can rest at the bonfire and cast a spell at the same time. And why that's important is because of the following. I'm gonna go and rest at this bonfire. So right now the game thinks I'm at Firelink Altar, which is where I am. And after this, my bonfire gets saved in the memory, but my location gets lost. And that's fine because now the location is known again. But if the location is lost during a warp, let me just explain. If my location gets lost during a warp, the game does not know where to put me, so it just looks at the where is your last bonfire? It's in Firelink Altar, but where he doesn't know. So you get set to a predetermined location. And how that looks like, I'll show you soon. So here's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to use the Fireball. There we go. And at the last moment I rested at the bonfire. Now the game does not know where to put me, so it just puts me inside the kiln of the first flame. And now we can go kill Gwyn. How this glitch has ever worked out is kind of behind me or above me. It's just crazy. So right now I'm very underleveled for Gwyn. So normally you would parry him to death, but we do not have a proper shield, nor do we have a lot of damage, neither do we have enough health probably. So we're gonna go and move swap Gwyn, just normal running attacks. And the thing is that he shoots dagger every second hit, if I do this correctly. But Gwyn tends to not care about doing stuff correctly and just do his own thing anyway. So let's see. So you roll his first attack, and then once, backstab, and you kind of keep doing this. Keep doing those attacks. This is the last fight, by the way, just so you know. Time is coming up relatively soon, if I don't die. which seems to be behaving rather well. Almost got me there. And there we go. Would you look at that, a deathless run. Alright, get ready on time. And time. Oh, just kidding. Time. So, yeah. This game changed a lot since I last did any percent at an ESA. Or ESA, what I'm saying. At a BSG. And if you... it's fine. I set time already anyway. If you compare the two, it's just... You won't even think it's the same game. Big F. FF set cruel. So yeah, that's Dark Souls. Any percent for you. It's a really fun game. It's difficult, but not too much. There are a lot of other categories you can get into, which are a lot easier and more fun. Honestly, like all bosses is by far the best category in this game. So by any means, if you think about running this game, do all bosses. You can do a lot of strats to make things a lot easier for yourself, and still get a really good time. So if you are thinking of running this game, there you can go to speedsouls.com, and there is a Discord, courses and stuff like that. And thank you guys so much for having me, and I guess I'll throw it back to you guys. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of the marathon.
All right, thank you very much, Brute, for that awesome run, way beyond, within the estimate. Getting up next, a story about my uncle, Any Percent, by Jesper, and I am also signing off for tonight, you guys. Thank you so much for BSG having me as your host. My name is Miss LWD. Thank you very much. Your upcoming run is Jesper, and your upcoming host is Cruel. Enjoy the last run of this great event.